whenever a pop musician records music, we know that it's an attempt to make as popular a song as possible. But with hip hop, we know that there are variety of things that they're trying to do. They're trying to awaken us. I mean, with Dead Prez, they would say,
shout out to Dead Prez, Day Schools.
Yeah,
one of my favorite songs.
I believe men made God out of ignorance and fear. 25 years ago, I would have been a Panther. I don't believe Bob Marley died of cancer. Like, they say so many things in that album. I forgot.
I've been plugging my sons on Dead Prez, by the way, recently. They're in their early teens.
Yeah, so basically hip-hop set itself an expectation that it's supposed to uplift society, whereas that expectation is not the same on other genres. Maybe the responsibility is bigger and it should look at itself and try to improve, which is the same thing, because you're doing the link between us talking in podcasts and also doing music in hip-hop. I think that we have a greater responsibility to interrogate. Okay, the numbers will come and we make money. It's not even a lot of money actually on YouTube because YouTube doesn't pay. But let's say that one of us out of 1,000 is lucky enough to make some money, 10,000 per month or 20,000 per month. You have to share that with your videographers. But then people on the street see you in real life. That kind of rewarding system should deter you from continuously seeking out things that are potentially dangerous for people. You have to take responsibility on the microphone.
It's important to have a why. And whenever I'm confused and a bit lost, I always go back to Joe Rogan. As much as he's signed and re-signed a big deal with Spotify, I'd like to think he didn't start podcasting for that reason.
Yeah.
So I always have to interrogate why I started. Part of it being what I normally tell people when they ask. My plan is to colonize minds, influence people, unplug them from the matrix and plug them into penalism.
Yeah.
But that becomes a real thing where it's like, if I'm now buying into the system and the matrix, and I'm now helping to sell pharmaceutical products and alcohol and smoking products, and now I'm being liked by politicians and I'm being used as an influencer for a certain politician. Now I'm selling out. Not to the world and to my audience, to me. Just what I'm trying to do. And unfortunately, money is the devil because it does make us start doing a lot of things because it gets us resources. But I think it is important. Not everyone is going to do what we're doing. And you're speaking about the audience. And sadly, you said niggas are ignorant. The audience doesn't know what they need and what they want. And those of us who have some kind of idea, as difficult as it is, and as much as they're going to try cancel us in various ways, we have to keep trying. I don't know how the hip-hop industry still lets people like Abo Kendrick and Abo J. Cole through.
Yeah, every now and then.
Every now and then. And I don't know if it's by accident or if it's by design, because sometimes they'll let out one super sensational person like a Kanye, but they'll put him through so much that you'll be like, I don't think I'm willing to go through all of that.
Yeah.
So you end up being like, I'm happy to watch him from a distance, but he's 1 out of a million, where he's actually not.
Can I ask you something, Ben, regarding what we're talking about, the podcasting? Do you genuinely think that this is a line of work that young people should be pursuing?
Podcasting?
Yeah. Because if you have to think about the fact that at some point people will settle on their favorites. If you're lucky enough, you'll be one of them. The audience, because there's a finite number of people who can consume
100%
videos. They have to have the data for it to consume videos. And the time, yeah.
Which you're competing. Netflix, Showmax,
and you're
Amazon
with
Prime.
Their jobs and stuff like that.
And their jobs and their mainstream TV and TikTok. You're competing with everyone.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think that it was just a coincidence that there was a moment in time where there are microphones and we can shoot, and South Africa is starting to have lesser data prices, and South Africans were interested in watching what we had to say. And Nati, we are figuring out really too. If you're genuinely honest, Pen, if you look at the past 5 years, we've been trying to figure out, okay, this is what works. These are the people to interview. And that's why people would go all out in interviews, in the headlining and the clips. But ultimately, I think that honeymoon period, we could say it's over. We now know, generally speaking, what you would see in different kinds of podcasts, with prisons, with football, with music, your podcasts, Sizwe's politics, and other, of course, there's Times Live and other companies are now starting their own thing, their YouTube channels. So now that we know what we know, is it realistic to say to kids that they must aspire to this?
No.